Hi everyone, I'm Richard Simmons. I know a lot of you watching this are probably feeling quite skeptical when it comes to online investment platforms. Believe me, I completely understand. After experiencing a few disappointments myself, I approached the whole idea with a great deal of hesitation. That's precisely why I waited a full 26 weeks before sharing my honest experience with NWP. For many of us, the thought of putting our hard-earned money into an online system can be genuinely scary, especially with all those stories out there. But what if I told you could actually explore this for the cost of what you might typically spend on a lunch? One of the first things that stood out for me about NWP is the accessibility. You can start with as little as $10. Think about it. That's often the price for a quick meal out. For that relatively small amount, you have the opportunity to see how the system operates and experience it firsthand. It's not a massive financial commitment, and for many, it might be the risk you're willing to take to potentially find a reliable way to earn. When I first started seeing the weekly profits come in, they weren't these inflated, unbelievable figures that often make you question the legitimacy of an online platform. Instead, the returns have been consistent and, in my opinion, suggest a really careful and considered approach to their trading strategy. It felt like they were focused on steady, sustainable growth rather than chasing high-risk, get-rich-quick schemes, and that was significant comfort for me. The way NWP handles our money also gave me a greater sense of security. The weekly profits aren't just automatically reinvested within the system. They're actually sent out to a completely separate payment company, a third-party payment gateway, where the profits are available for immediate withdrawal, as long as you have a minimum of $5. This means that the money isn't just being moved around internally within NWP's platform without transparency. The fact that I have to actively choose to reinvest gives me a clear and direct view of my earnings. Furthermore, for anyone who's ever felt uneasy about locking their initial investment away online, NWP offers a crucial level of control. You can withdraw your initial capital whenever you need to. Knowing that I had the option to take my original money out if circumstances changed or if I simply no longer felt comfortable was a huge factor in me feeling secure enough to try NWP in the first place. It's like having a safety net or an escape hatch if things didn't feel right down the line. Based on my experience over these past 26 weeks, NWP, which is an asset management company registered in Ankara, Turkey, has prioritized a steady and transparent approach. Their focus on consistent weekly profits, the secure way they manage withdrawals through a separate payment system, and the control they provide over your initial capital has been key in building my trust. They haven't made outlandish promises, and their results, in my personal opinion, align with what I would expect from a conservative trading strategy. Transparency is key, and I want to share my full experience. Now you might be wondering, what's Richard's motivation for sharing this? And that's a fair question. One of the things I actually like about NWP's referral system is that it's not based on upfront commissions. Unlike those companies who heavily focus on recruitment and often charge ongoing monthly subscriptions, that's where the real money is made for the referrer, regardless of whether the people they bring in are actually profiting. These subscription fees can create a system where the focus is more on continuously signing people up to fund those commissions rather than actual success for the investor. My impression is that NWP is taking a different approach, focusing on the long term. It seems to be about creating happy investors and the idea that those satisfied investors will naturally share their positive experiences, leading to a more organic and sustainable growth for the company. Because of this, I only earn if you are making a profit. So if you remain with NWP and continue to generate weekly earnings, I will earn 10% of those earnings. The great part is that the 10% doesn't come out of your profits at all. It's a separate reward paid by the company for helping to build a successful community. This means my success is directly linked to your success, which I believe creates a much better alignment of interests compared to systems where the referrer gets paid a lump sum, or even recurring commissions just for sign-ups regardless of the outcome. It's also worth mentioning that while anyone is welcome to earn by referring other people to NWP, the core focus of the company, in my opinion, remains on the investor and their profitability. Ultimately, my experience is just that, mine. But I genuinely believe that sometimes the best way to overcome skepticism is to see for yourself. If you are at all curious and that initial fear is holding you back, maybe consider taking that small first step. Invest the cost of the lunch you might have had anyway and experience it firsthand. You have the control to withdraw your initial capital if you ever feel uneasy, so the initial risk is really quite minimal. I'm here to answer any questions you might have, and if you feel comfortable taking that small step, I'd be happy to guide you through the simple process of registration and making your initial investment. Thank you.